What's going on, guys? Welcome to PDubs Arcade Loft. Do me a favor, guys. Let me know if you can hear my microphone. I'm going to have several cameras set up. We're going to go over this Intec gaming mod. There's lots of pros, but there's also lots of cons. Now, this particular product is going to go on sale starting on Halloween on October 31st on the Intec gaming website, which is just intecgaming.com. It's a $120 mod kit. It comes with everything you need to get this set up, minus you have to bring your own Nintendo Switch, and you have to bring your own Nintendo Switch, basically, and also, you have to legally purchase all of the games that come with the system. So we're gonna look at the inside, we're gonna look at the outside, we're gonna show you some of the gameplay stuff, we're gonna tell you the pros and cons, and all that kinds of stuff. So you guys can hear me okay in the live chat? Let me know. Unfortunately, my laptop is off to the side. So unfortunately, it's going to be hard for me to get to the live chat, but we will do a Q&A and stuff like that. So what's cool is all your controls will work with this mod. Your start, your what is that? The select button, your power button, your volume button, your fire button, your plunger, your flipper buttons. All of these buttons still work. We're going to dive inside the machine, so I can kind of show you what this comes with. Now, one of the things included with, someone let me know in the live chat if the audio sounds okay. I haven't seen any comments yet. Let me know, guys. The audio's a little low. Can you hear me now? What about now, guys? Can you hear me okay? Let me know. I don't want to have to change headsets. All right. I'll keep going until I see what people say in the live chat. Okay, so one of the things that comes included with the control panel is you get this, you get a new lock bar right here, which you can screw in with the existing screws. Obviously, the lock bar that comes with the system is going to be too big for this control panel. You need to have a skinnier lock bar, so that lock bar comes with it. I didn't screw these in. That way we could take these off pretty quickly. And that way we can dive inside of the machine. As you can see right here, here are your joysticks and buttons. Here's your joystick. It's a pretty basic, cheap joystick. It's not the best joystick in the world, but it'll do the job if you wanted to play some games vertically on the system or horizontally, which I'll show you something really cool that you could end up doing. The control panel does have your Bluetooth connection button right here, and then this is your home button. If you want to exit games on the Nintendo Switch, you just hit that, and it takes you back to the main menu. And then you got 6 buttons right here. You got B, A, X, Y, L, and R. That's B, A, X, Y, L, and R right here. So you have your 6 buttons. It is simply connected via a ribbon cable right there, and they will provide you the ribbon cable with the kit, which is interesting. Well, not interesting, it's nice. And let's go ahead and let's get my glass out of here. So bear with me. This is the glass that I picked up when I did the glass mod. So I don't have the acrylic in there. And we got to remove this. And just so you guys know what we're doing right here is we're going to open up the pinball machine so you can see how the mod is done on the inside of the machine. When it comes to difficulty level, I would rate this as a difficulty level of about a 5 out of 10. So you do have to kind of know what you're doing. It is not a plug and play mod, which is like a 0 through 3. It's more of a, you have to understand what you're doing mod, but it's not something that everyone is going to struggle with or anything of that nature. It's a little more complex. And when I think about the other mods that are out there on the market for this machine, such as if you do the Team Encoder mod, which is just a software mod, that honestly might be a better way to go. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. However, there are some perks to doing this, and I want to make sure you guys have all the facts, right? All right, so we're going to open this bad boy up. Did I get all 4 screws out? There we go. And don't worry, we're going to move the cameras and we're going to get in here. So, and we're going to get in here nice and neat for you because I want you guys to see what's happening here. Now let's go full screen. All right, I'm taking a page out of my buddy B. Kong's book, who usually does this stuff live. I really don't do this stuff live, but I don't have time to do produced video. So, okay. So, when it comes to doing all this on the inside of the machine, it looks like a lot, but it's honestly not. All you're doing is you're replacing 3. Where's the camera? 3 motherboards or PCB boards inside of the system. You'll notice right here is your encoder board. When you have your Arcade1Up, all your buttons are connected here, right? On the side, on the front of the machine. Your power buttons, everything is connected here. All you do is you unplug those. And this new encoder board, which is right here, all you do is you plug them into here and this screws down right here. That's it. You just take all the buttons from here, all the wires, and you plug them in here. What's really nice is when you get the kit will have a diagram for you, and it'll show you what colors go into what ports. So you really can't make a mistake, as well as the PCBs are labeled. So it's pretty easy to figure out, oh, okay, so the volume control goes here, the on-off switch goes here, etc. So it's not too difficult. It looks like a lot, but it's not. You're literally just unplugging wires from here, screwing this board in, and plugging the wires back in into this board instead. And the reason why is this encoder board with Arcade1Up, it won't communicate with a Nintendo Switch, right? Whereas this controller board right here that Intec Gaming created, this one will communicate with the Nintendo Switch and make sure that your plunger works. It'll make sure that your power buttons work, your volume buttons, your start select buttons, and your flipper buttons all work. So that's one board. So that takes you maybe, 10 minutes tops to do. The second board is on the inside, right here. So you'll notice, if we zoom out a little, you have 4 solenoids in the machine. We'll zoom out a little further. You have a solenoid here, 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 and here. These solenoids on the side, these black boxes, those are the ones that work with your flippers. These solenoids are the ones that are supposed to work with the bumpers in the back playfield area. And this motherboard that was here, Arcade1Up includes, it's like an audio board, right? All the solenoids plug in here, speakers plug in here, etc. All the audio goes in here. So all you have to do is, once again, unplug all the wires from the Arcade1Up board, take the Arcade1Up board out, and then put this new board in. This is the Intec Gaming board right here. And again, all the buttons are different colors. And inside of the instruction booklet, they'll say red, yellow, white, blue. They tell you where to plug everything in. You can't make a mistake. They provide you an audio cable. This extra long cable will go from the back of the Arcade1Up PCB in the back box, and it'll plug into here. That way the speakers the speakers that come with the Arcade1Up will work. So it's pretty simple. Right here, these wires, they will provide you these wires right here, this wire here. This connects to the PCB, and all you gotta do is plug that in. But that's it. That's how you get all your solenoids and everything working, and also making sure that your audio works. Easy peasy, right? All right, cool. Hopefully you guys are finding this informative. Now the third board you have to replace is the PCB. So you do have to crawl under here. You do have to unscrew your PCB, take the box out, and when the box is out, unscrew and remove the PCB board. So this is a full gut mod. You will lose all access to the pinner mod, the stock games. If all you have is a stock unit running 10 games, this is a full gut mod. They provide you a whole new PCB board. And what's nice about that PCB board is it has two HDMI outs. And that is so you could use the playfield as well as the back glass to use both screens. However, there's a catch to that, which we're going to talk about here very, very soon. So basically, you're swapping this board and plugging the wires in. You're swapping this board, plugging the wires in. You're swapping this board, plugging the wires in, and you're pretty much done. You'll have two HDMIs coming out of the back of the PCB. One will go into one will go into your Nintendo Switch, which is mounted on the back of the control, back of the back box, and then the other HDMI goes into your secondary screen on the back of the pinball back box. So it's pretty simple, and I'll kind of show you guys back here. We'll try and take a look-see. Let me switch cameras because the other camera's got more length. So if we come over here, and I don't want to have to move everything because I got everything set up, but if we take a look here. All right. So if you notice, where is it? My Nintendo Switch is just mounted on the back. Oh man, we got bad lighting back here. I'm sorry, guys. They give you a little mount that'll mount to the speaker grills on the back of the back box. Or actually, I'm sorry, not the speaker grills, but the vent grills. And when you do that, it just sits on the back of the machine. So one detriment to this mod is the fact that your Nintendo Switch is on the back of the machine, right? Ugh. All right, sorry about that, guys. So depending on how you have things set up in your game room, it might be difficult for you to get to the back of the machine where it is. Hopefully all this is making sense. It seems like a lot. The instruction booklet is a lot. And the amount of parts that come with it, like when you open it up, you get a control panel, you get 3 different motherboards to tinker with. But honestly, it's fairly simple. It's, you got to, excuse me, simply unplug, put in the new boards, plug everything back in. So it's fairly simple. Hopefully everyone has got that. All right, now let me show you what some of the things this thing's capable of. Let's go ahead and get this pinball machine put back together for you. I'm going to go ahead and leave the screws unscrewed. I'm not going to screw it down yet. We should be okay. Bear with me. It's a mod. No, the manual's only about 8 pages. And it's a pretty good instruction manual, I have to say. You can't complain. I was able to follow it, and I'm not a rocket scientist. And I was able to get this thing up and running pretty quickly. All right. This ribbon cable. Oh, I got it upside down. Make sure you put it the right way. These go that direction. There's a ribbon cable under here. Boom. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and put the chrome back on. That way the machine looks a little prettier. and I'll show you guys some gameplay. And we'll talk about some of the pros and cons to doing this mod. Are you guys having a good Saturday? Let me know. Yes, I do like the fact that this has a recessed screen. I think that was a good move. Wrong side. This goes on this side. This goes on this side. I'm just going to put one screw in, that way they don't fall out. And then we'll move on to the next step. Does it have a spreadsheet? No, it doesn't. So what's interesting about this mod is if you have Nintendo Switch, if you're using the Nintendo Switch docking station, which I am, connected to the back of the machine, you'll get 1080p output, and the monitor is capable of doing 1080p. This is the original stock Arcade1Up monitor. If you use the stock games on the Arcade1Up, those Android games are in a 720p aspect ratio. So the games don't look so good, at least in my opinion. And they're also the Android versions, so they're not as pretty as the Switch versions. So that's a couple of perks to doing this. Now here's another con, because I told you I'd give you all the pros and cons. Some of you may not be aware of this, but when it comes to your Nintendo Switch pinball games, like Pinball FX games, there is you don't have access to the Marvel pinball games like you do on other devices. Zen Pinball never released the Marvel games on Pinball FX, so you will lose access to those. And when it comes to the Star Wars games, all you have to do is, once you sync up the Bluetooth once, all you have to do is hit the button. It'll flash, the Bluetooth will connect, you'll hear a couple of solenoids fire, and you're ready to move on to the next step. Let's switch cameras here so I can show you guys some things. Nostalgia says hi. Thanks so much, Michael B. the Game Genie. All right, let's go over some stuff here for you guys. Hopefully you guys are finding this beneficial. So obviously our controls work, which is great. Now when it comes to Star Wars is a separate cartridge. So this is the Star Wars cartridge that's plugged into my Nintendo Switch. That gives us access to the Star Wars pinball games. If you have the Pinball FX app on Switch, you have access to all the other games besides Marvel, right? I do have the music turned off because, whatchamacallit, I don't want to get a copyright claim from Lucasfilm. Now, the games will look better. The games do sound better. They perform better. And, you know, the Arcade1Up speakers will work with this. And they get really, really loud. Really, really loud. And as you can see, our flipper buttons are working, as you can see. So the games are cleaner, they're crisper and all that stuff. But this is what really kills it for me. This is what really kills it for me. You guys ready for the heartbreaking moment? Here it is. No DMD, guys. No DMD. So the DMD is going to be on the top right of your playfield, just like any other Nintendo Switch if you're playing on a vertical screen. So what Intec Gaming did here is when Toycade originally reviewed this months and months and months ago, they couldn't even get an image on the DMD. So it was just, the DMD wasn't even being used. Now what they've done is they've been able to, with the 2 HDMI out, sorry, I'm trying to move the camera here, and I got caught on a wire. With the 2 HDMI out, they are now able to mirror the screen. So what's nice about this is, because this screen is set up in vertical orientation, this particular screen you can use for navigating your Nintendo Switch library, also your game options and things like that. Now, here's one thing though that I think is a saving grace to this though, is because this piece, the new PCB has 2 HDMI out, and you can have a horizontal screen here, is, if you guys remember Cool Toys Pinball Mod videos, as well as I think B Kong maybe did it too, there's a 24-inch monitor that fits in perfectly there. And if you have that 24-inch monitor in there, well, then this comes in handy. If you wanted to play arcade games, you want to play Shredder's Revenge, you want to play Mortal Kombat, you want to play any type of those kind of games, whatever, as long as they use the 6 buttons, you'll be able to play them on a 24-inch screen there, right? So that's like the only saving grace, in my opinion, to that. But when I found out that all they do is mirror the display, I'll admit I was a little disappointed because, in all honesty, at this point, I think you would be better served to do the pinner mod, the team encoder mod, because that way you could get 30 games plus have access to the DMD. Excuse me. Or you just simply pick up an At Games Legends Pinball, right? Because in At Games Legends Pinball, you could do all this as well and have multiple screens. So this was really heartbreaking. I was really hoping they were going to find a way to crack it to show the DMD on the secondary screen. And unfortunately, they didn't do it. But the gameplay itself is fun. And let's go check it out. Let's check out some stuff for you guys so you guys can see this bad boy in action. And of course, my goal, as always, is to try and get you guys as much information as possible. So this is, I can't pronounce it, Ikaruga, something like that. This is a vertical game. Michael B told me it was a good one, so we're going to check this out. This will kind of get you an idea as to what you could be using this for. There's a lot of games on the Nintendo Switch that you can rotate the screen and put them in a vertical mode. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and hit any button. Let's do one player. And again, now I'm just using this Intec gaming control panel. I'll move this here so you guys can see my hands. I'm going to put this on arcade mode. And as you can see, this kind of game, you know, these companies don't have the power to run to make a game like this, a three-dimensional modern game like this. So that sound is the solenoids. The solenoids will work as your rumble effect, but as you can see here, I'm using the joystick. I'm able to go up, down, left, right, and play this more modern vertical shooting game on here, which is pretty cool. I'm going to show you a little bit more of this. My apologies if there's a glare. That's what happens when you put a real glass on here, right? Now, I don't know how well this is going to come over on the stream. As you guys know, when you stream with StreamYard, it never shows the video as good as it does if I was using OBS. So my apologies for that. But as you can see, this is pretty cool. And the solenoids will work as your rumble effect when you're playing this game, or pretty much all the other games. All right, and then of course, I can hit my start button down here. And as you can see, the controls all work. So I hit start to hit start, and I can go here in order to go out to the main menu. Do you want to quit? Yes, etc. Let me show you a couple other games on here. Let's go ahead now. Here's what we're going to do. See right here, we're going to hit the home button, which is this. Takes us right back to our home screen, and we could use the DMD to navigate. That way we're not tilting our head cockeyed. All right, so this is one called Anger Force Reloaded. I just started using this one today, and this one was pretty cool as well. So just giving you guys a couple examples here of some vertical games. Yes, the solenoids still work. Yeah, we're gonna once I show this vertical game, we're gonna show you Pinball FX, we're gonna show you Zaccaria, and Pinball Arcade. Now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons to all three if you want to do this mod. So let's see if we can get this fired up. I think this takes a minute to load. Let's go, baby. There it goes. All right, so what we want to do is we want to go arcade, and don't worry, we'll rotate the screen. So some games on the Nintendo Switch, you actually have to begin the game in order to rotate the screen. Some games, they let you do it from the options menu before you even start a game. This particular game, you have to do it while you're in game, which I discovered. That's just the loading screen, so just bear with me. Let's see if we can get this working. So let's hit the start button. And what we want to do is right here, there's an option to rotate the screen. And boom, we just rotated it 90 degrees. Let's hit continue. And as you can see, we're playing this modern vertical shooting game on our Arcade1Up Pinball machine. So it's kind of cool. Makes me feel like I have a mini Hackings Legends pinball, right? Oh, use my special weapon, I think. Pretty awesome stuff there. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's a fun game, Anger Force. I never heard of it before until today, and I kind of like it. I'm going to play through this thing a little bit later, so it's kind of fun. All right, let's get back out of here. Let's go ahead and close the software. All right, so let's show you Zaccaria Pinball. Now, here's what's interesting about Zaccaria Pinball. Zaccaria. Let's get this all set up. Yep, you could play Donkey Kong as well. Yep, there's plenty of games on the Switch that will let you rotate the screen. Can you connect a PC or Steam Deck to this mod? So I am going to test a Steam Deck because with the Steam Deck, I should be able to get 3 screens. So it might be better than doing the Nintendo Switch. So we'll test it and see if it works. Don't worry. That'll be the next video. All right, so whenever you fire up Zaccaria, you do have to go down to the bottom and hit the button to rotate the screen, and boom, you're now in cabinet mode, which is really nice that they did that for everybody. It's nice and easy. So let's just pick a game like House of Diamonds here. Now your plunger will work, and your flipper buttons will work. Your accelerometers will not work, so you have to use this is your accelerometer. This is your nudge during gameplay using this little joystick right here. And let's go back. Let's go ahead and hit play. Let's hit play. And as you can see, when you look at the playfield looks pretty good because it's the Switch versions. Actually look a little bit better than even what's on the At Game stuff. A little bit cleaner, a little bit crisper, brighter, more colorful, etc. Plunger does work for skill shots, which is nice. And the solenoids do work. Now, because I just have a headset on, I don't have the volume cranked up, but the speakers do get pretty loud. And I don't know if you guys can hear the solenoids going off or not. Oh, 19K Fox says he really wants this mod. Well, there you go. See, I think the pinner mod, honestly, the Team Encoder pinner mod might be the better way to go now that I've had a chance to experience this and test this. But there are some perks to this, right? Like, you know, if you want to play Strikers 1945 vertical mode on an Arcade1Up machine and you don't have an At Games Legends pinball, etc., you could do this. But the games look good. The ball looks good. The monitor looks great. Who would have thought that the Arcade1Up monitor was actually a good monitor? They were just outputting at 720, even though the monitor is 1080p capable. Yep, so you get solenoids on the Zaccaria tables. You get solenoids on the Pinball FX tables too, which is nice. The solenoids still work. The accelerometer does not work. They have the solenoid set to a D-pad. So your D-pad is your joystick. So this is your tilt left, tilt right, tilt forward, etc. So you do lose out on the accelerometer again. All right, let's go back to the main menu. Let's go ahead and close this software. And let's head over to some Pinball FX, and we'll pick a table that maybe will look really good. You guys like Family Guy? Family Guy is a beautiful table. Yep, Demon's Tilt, you could put a vertical mode on here as well, Scott. I've played that on other systems. But yep, that's another one to put on here. Now, in all honesty, guys, if I can get this working with the Steam Deck and get 2 screens with the Steam Deck, then I'll turn around and tell you to run off and buy this thing. But if this doesn't work with the Steam Deck, if this is just a Nintendo Switch, I can't tell you to run off and buy this, although it does have some cool perks to it, right? So, for instance, with Nintendo Switch, we're connected on the internet. We have access to Wi-Fi, leaderboards, tournaments, high scores, all that stuff, everything that you normally get that you don't get with the Arcade1Up setup is here. So
my collection.
That's pretty cool. So let's pick. I really like the Family Guy table, so we'll just kind of show you that. It's a nice bright table. Should look good on camera.
Single player and hot seat.
Oh, yeah. So when it comes to the solenoids, Mr. Encoder, so the solenoids for the flippers and the slingshots on the bottom, those are dialed in pretty well, in my opinion. The solenoids in the back that are meant for like the stuff in the back of the playfield, those seem to fire more at random. They work, but they're definitely not perfect, in my opinion. So they work, but it's not perfect. But the ones up front work pretty good. In all honesty, I'm thinking about the ones in front leaving plugged in and unplugging the ones in back, because they fire randomly sometimes. All right, here we go. Look at that. Look how cute that is.
Okay, here we go. Yo, I got a deck of cards you can put in your wheels to look cool. Joe, it was so close!
Oh, hit the camera. Sorry, guys. I got my arm stuck in between a tripod.
Wow. Good so far.
It's kind of nice.
As you can see,
Your progress has been well over here.
zoom in a little more for you guys here.
Oh, and the adventure begins again.
Well, then, this has been an absolute misfire.
Oh, we got it.
Let me know what you guys think of the live chat.
Like popsicles?
Your progress has been well over here. You haven't made any progress.
What are you doing, Mr. Swanson?
I did. I literally got my arm stuck in between the legs of the tripod.
Joe, it was so close!
Oh, that's right. I gotta hit Peter for the skill shot.
Wow!
Oh, yeah, here we go. Looks pretty good, though, doesn't it? I mean, compared to the Android versions.
On top of that, coming up, important traffic news that can't help you because you're someplace where a TV is.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun, huh?
Looks really good. All right, cool. All right, let's go.
Your progress has been...
Game pause.
And of course, we could access the leaderboards. We could join tournaments, all that kinds of stuff if we wanted to. Let's exit.
Single player and hot seat.
Now I'm going to show you what a Williams table looks like. So when it comes to the originals look really good in the Nintendo Switch cabinet mode. The Williams tables, not as good. They're at more of a weird camera angle, but they're still playable. So let's go back here. So let's go ahead and let's pick Attack for Mars, since we're playing on an Attack for Mars pinball machine. So you guys can take a look at that. Where are you, Attack for Mars? There you are. Okay. My high score is 3.1 billion.
Single player and hot seat.
As you can see, I got access to all my Switch friends. Right in the middle of the pack there for the high scores. All right. there you go. We're just going to show you what this looks like. Oh, wait. Hold on. It wants me to fire the ball first. Just want to zoom in here so you guys can see the play field. It's almost a really good cabinet mode, but it's good enough. It's not as good as the originals, the position of the camera on the table, but it's decent enough for vertical mode pinball. All right, let's see here. When the new Pinball FX comes to the Switch, it will be worth it? Yeah, we shall see. I don't know when that's going to happen, Scott. Could be a long time from now. So you guys an idea. Do a little pinball. See if I use the joystick for the nudge. But then again, someone said it in the live chat, and I do agree. The accelerometer that came with this thing anyway wasn't that great. So I guess it's not a tremendous loss that you have to use the joystick as your nudge, but it's still kind of fun to shake the machine. We really can't shake the machine right now. And with your Nintendo Switch, you can turn off the score pop-ups and all that stuff if you want. You can turn all that stuff off if you want. Yes, the plunger is functional. Yes, the plunger works. Plunger works, flipper buttons work, start button works, power button works, select button works, your volume button works. Oh, and here's what's interesting too. So check this out. Let's say, because it's mirroring the display up there, let's say you don't want that on. What they did here is, you know the red button that's under here? There's the red button underneath here, guys, the other launch button. If you hold that for 5 seconds, it will turn it off. So if you don't want to be distracted by that, you can turn that off by holding that for 5 seconds. It'll go blue, then black again, and then you can hold the button for 5 seconds again to turn it off, to turn it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's coming back on. Boom. So you can turn that on and off if you want it as well during gameplay. Totally up to you. Hopefully you guys have found this stuff beneficial. Good to see Mystery Encoder out and about, brother. You've been missing for weeks. I've been worried about you. All right, guys, let me know what questions you have in the live chat, and I'll see if I can answer them. Let me go back here. One thing we didn't show you was Pinball Arcade. So let's head over to Pinball Arcade because there is an issue with Pinball Arcade. I want to make sure you guys are aware of all the facts. When will this be available? So it'll be on the Intec Gaming website, intecgaming.com. It'll be $119 free shipping starting on October 31st. So it's not on their website today, but it will be on their website on Halloween. You'll see it populate on there and you can place your pre-orders. What's up, Pitbull? All right, so what's Pinball Arcade? Again, all you have to do is hit a button and you can rotate the screen. Boom, got the screen rotated. Now here's what sucks. When the screen is rotated, like we want to try and play Ghostbusters here, right? When the screen's rotated, the way the Nintendo Switch Pinball Arcade is supposed to work is Farsight Studios set it up that the X button on your controller is your plunger button, is your launcher button, which this is, I'm sorry, BAX, so here's X, but it doesn't work. And it drives me nuts. So let's see if we can get it to work.
I ain't afraid of no ghost, but you should be.
All right, so now we got our Ghostbusters table here. We want to use the X button to launch the ball because that's what it's supposed to be, and it doesn't work. Neither does any other button on here. So unfortunately, I cannot get Pinball Arcade to work. Now you can go into the start and you look at their where is it? Help and options. You go to their controls, and it tells you that when you are in your cell phone mode, which is up here, which is the vertical mode, it tells you that X is your plunger, but it doesn't work, which totally sucks. So I can't get Pinball Arcade working on this damn thing. And there's no way to change it like you can with the Zaccaria or with Pinball FX. You can kind of change what button it should be. So unfortunately, I can't get Pinball Arcade working on here with this control panel. So that's another thing you guys need to be aware of. So it looks like Pinball FX, Zaccaria is kind of what you will predominantly be playing if you try to purchase this product. I'm going to head back to the laptop here. I'm going to see what questions we have. Yeah, I tried that too, and that didn't work, Jake. You can try it again. Yeah, I was wanting to play Ghostbusters on here, man. I like the Ghostbusters. Is this your stream too? No, it's not 19K Fox's stream. This is PDubs stream. Oh yeah, speaking of which, guys, 19K Fox and Console Kits will be live in about 20 minutes doing their Star Wars podcast, which they do on the weekends. So you guys might want to check that out. Yeah, so we're going to do a couple more videos for starters. Since I can put a 24-inch screen here, we're going to put a 24-inch screen here and use that instead of that. That way we can play some modern games with the joystick and buttons, you know, modern horizontal Nintendo Switch games right off that screen right there. So we won't use that anymore. We'll use that. We'll stick a monitor in there. And then also we'll do a connecting the Steam Deck to this to see if we can get the Steam Deck working. All right, let's go ahead and rotate it. Let's go to My Tables. Oh, sorry, guys. And let's go back down to Ghostbusters again. And after it loads, we're going to just test one more time just to see if the joystick will launch the plunger, but I don't think it will. Hey, thanks, Pitbull. Yeah, so guys, like I said, there's pros and cons, right? Like you're getting Nintendo Switch Pinball, you're getting 1080p Pinball, 60 frames per second, but you're losing out on the DMD, losing out on the accelerometer, you're losing out on Marvel pinball games. You're not able to play Pinball Arcade. And what else? You don't, and the DMD, right? Everything else still works. So there's pros and cons. Plus, you can play all kinds of vertical games, modern games, etc. Just so everyone knows, we tried everything. Let's see. And as you can see, I'm pushing down on our joystick, and it's not firing the ball. So unfortunately, this isn't working either.
Choose your skill shot.
So let's do that. Unfortunately, that's not working, my dudes, but let's go ahead and close this. And let's head back over here to some Pinball FX. Boom. Carl thinks it's worthwhile. Yep, we just went over that, Alfred. Unfortunately, Pinball Arcade is not working on there. Boom. Okay, any other questions, guys? Anything I missed? We went over how you do the install, which is basically just taking 3 PCBs out, putting 3 PCBs in, and plugging everything together, and you're done. We showed you some vertical modern games. We showed you some Zaccaria games. The Zaccaria games work the best, honestly. Out of all the games on here, those work the best. Even better than the Pinball FX games. Isn't that funny? Like, just performance-wise. So, yeah. So there's there's lots of pros and cons to this. Let me know. New pinball tables is a secret. I'll do a big reveal once it arrives. Bill's Retro Gaming Show says, thanks for doing this, PDubs. Well, hey, man, thanks. I appreciate it.
My collection.
All right, let's pick a little something so we can have some fun on the way out. You guys want some Jurassic Park pinball?
Jurassic Park Pinball.
Who doesn't like Jurassic Park
Single
pinball?
player and hot seat.
All right. Does this work with PC? I don't think so, Jay, but I'm hoping I can get it working with the Steam Deck. We'll try. I'll try connecting that and doing a separate video for that. Yes, Carl. All those little Zizzle pinball machines. I'll make a funny video for those. Yeah.
Land the ball in the nest.
Oh, I missed the nest. Hold on, I'm gonna. There we go. That's some Jurassic Park. Oh, just turned on back side.
Land the ball in the nest. We got there, King Kong. Oops.
Oh, dude. Yeah, the resolution looks fantastic on here. I mean, I will admit the playfield, all this looks better than the Android.
And after careful consideration, I decided.
Hey, Rand, thanks so much. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed it, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up.
Single player results.
That gives you the main gist of it. I'll have a couple more shorter videos coming out that'll show you secondary monitor mod, and we'll see if we can get any other devices connected to this control panel. So there'll be a couple more videos to come. Again, they did send me this for the purpose of making a review, and like I said throughout this video, there's plenty of cons. There's some pros, but there's plenty of cons as well. But it is $120. The mod itself takes about 20 to 30 minutes to install all the hardware inside the machine. So it's going to be up to you guys if you want to get one of these. Pre-orders start on Monday, October 31st. If you caught this on replay, definitely let me know your feedback below, what you guys think. So hopefully this was enough, guys. Let me know if you need anything additional. Leave me any questions or comments after the video's over. And give us a thumbs up on the way out. And thank you for subscribing. I'm going to go. My wife is waiting patiently for me. We're going to go see Black Adam tonight. So I'm hoping Black Adam's a good movie. So we're going to head out and go do that. But I'll check my phone later on tonight and try and answer any questions you guys may have. You guys have a fantastic weekend and happy Halloween.